Welcome to Thrive University and the big question of the day. Today's big question: Dave's clients are retired and have a modest shortfall that they fund from their savings. Their home is paid off and they have no debt, but they will need all of their savings to fund their retirement. They are 67 and concerned about a long-term care event. They know they can't save enough, but they also don't have the cash flow or assets to fund a long-term care policy. What other options do they have? Well, let's look at a case. Now you can see there's a green line and a red line here. The red line represents their current position. If nothing goes wrong, they wouldn't have a problem. The red line makes it to the end. And though they would have some withdrawal, they have a decent amount of assets. They could buy some income and even further reduce their risk and take more market risk. But the problem is that won't be enough in case of a long-term healthcare event, because you can see in the green line, what we do is show one of them at age 87 having 3 years of long-term care needs. That will essentially bankrupt the surviving spouse, and she or he would be forced to sell their residency and move out of their home. They won't have any options. Or they, of course, put the surviving spouse into put the spouse into Medicaid, meant to go on to Medicaid, but then a lien will be put against the house, and they would lose the house either way. Heck 'em. How about we look at taking the equity out of the home instead? So what if my client took a reverse mortgage? You can see now the green line, when I take the reverse mortgage, allows me to preserve my capital, or have more. I live off the equity in my house and preserve the capital and let it grow. This gets it to grow much further and faster over time. Now, I could do that with investment strategies. I could do that with buying income strategies, life insurance strategies, whatever that might be. Though you need to be very careful, of course. You cannot take a reverse mortgage and take proceeds out of those reverse mortgages to buy the life insurance policy. You must. If you are, you should be doing that before you even proceed with the reverse mortgage. Get your strategies in place, make sure they can afford them, and they qualify for them, and then do the reverse mortgage to help the future cash flow. But by just investing and preserving their investment portfolio and living off the equity in their home, when that long-term care event happens at the end, yes, they will liquidate it. Yes, the assets would be gone, or not, some gone, but now all of a sudden she's still in the home. She doesn't have a mortgage left to pay. There's no equity left in the home, but she has all the money out of the home. And what that does is allow her to stay in her home for the balance of her life, and as well provide some capital if she needed to have in-home care or eventually go to long-term care. So she creates the liquidity for managing a long-term care event. The beauty of this is the long-term care event doesn't happen. Well, the green line just keeps growing. At the end of the day, the red line may have a home in it, but the green line has free, complete liquidity. And if we add up the debt, we add up the liquid green line, which is all my liquid investment assets, and we compare it to the red line, which is got my investment assets but less my home. But if I add the home equity in, I'd be in the same position, maybe even better. And you can see right here why. You can see that if you look at the charts on the left-hand side, what effectively I've done is traded the equity in my home, which is the pink, for non-qualified assets. So I'm actually building a total larger net worth. It's just composite of investment assets and retirement plan assets, not the equity in my home. So even if no event happens, it probably is a winner from a long-term perspective for the client. I hope that was an interesting tale of question of the day. If you have any other questions, always call us at retirement or check in with us at Retirement Next Gen. Have a nice day. Wait to see you the next time.
Hey, Tom Hegna here. I've written 5 books on retirement. Many of you know that. But I'll tell you, I've also attended Thrive University multiple times. Curtis Cloak is a personal friend of mine. He does some of my own personal financial work. And I will tell you, if you like the stuff that I do and you want to go deeper, you ought to attend Thrive University. I'm telling you, this is not for beginners. It is not a beginner's course. But if you want to go deep, deep, deep in the weeds, I'm telling you, nobody knows this like Curtis Cloak does. So hope to see you at a Thrive University in the future.